Yo, what is up, YouTube? In today's video, we will be doing 5 tips for new healers and WoW refugees in Final Fantasy XIV. But before we do that, I just looked at my YouTube channel and 98.2 people that watch my videos are not subscribed, meaning only 1.8% of y'all are subscribed when watching my videos. I think we should get that number to at least be 50-50. So if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, go ahead, scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and like the video and comment, because there will be way more videos to come in the future. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and roll that intro. Tip number 1. For tip number 1, this one's a good one. Utilize your F keys. F1 through F4 will cycle through all your teammates. Don't spend time using your mouse trying to find your teammates. You're not going to find them. And if you do, you're probably going to click on something wrong. You're probably going to end up clicking back on yourself, and you're probably going to heal the wrong target, thus causing people to die. Cycle through your F keys. Quick, easy. I'll throw in some gameplay. I'll show you how it works. F1 is always yourself, then F2 is whoever is under you, F3 is under them, F4 is under them. But it cycles through and makes it easier. That is the hands down easiest way to cycle through your team to heal them. So keep that in mind. Utilize your F keys to heal your teammates. Do not spend time trying to use your mouse to cycle through them. Utilize the F keys. Tip number 2, and this one's a mix. On tip number 2, healing is your role, but don't always spam heal just to keep everybody at full HP. You can allow your tank to be 3/4 full. You still have damage to get down. Every job in this game should have some damage being put down. Do not sit there and just spam heal your team to keep them at full HP. You have to balance it and get that happy medium. You can't just sit there, oh, no, they're not full health. Spam. No, that's not going to work. You're not going to help the team kill the mob. All you're really doing is wasting your MP to get them at full health. You have to find that happy medium of they're good enough in health, now I can do damage. Of course, you don't want to get them too low, so keep an eye on that. But do not spam heal. It's not going to help your team. Find the happy medium to where you can still get damage down and they're still alive. That is tip number 2, and it's probably the most important thing. Because in Final Fantasy, they only really have one move that's going to fully kill the tank. 9 times out of 10, their move's not going to drop somebody from full HP down to 0. Unless if it's a tank buster. But guess what? If they get hit by a tank buster and they're not a tank, they're dead. So, find the happy medium. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3. Tip number 3 is one that I don't think many people do, and I don't get why. And it's healers need to stand back in fights. I've ran a lot of dungeons recently where new players are behind the tank, right there with the mobs. And I'm like, you don't have to be that close. No, you're a caster. You can do damage from afar, and you can heal from afar. So I don't get like why you're there. Like, you serve no purpose being there. So stand back in fights. Because if you catch aggro, now you have to run back to the tank. And that's part of the tip. If you catch aggro, do not have the tank run around to catch you. You run the mobs back to the tank. That way, all he's got to do is AoE or use provoke, and boom, he's got aggro back. He doesn't have to spend all that time bringing every mob to you, maybe losing aggro more mobs while he's running to you. You bring the mob back to him. Don't make your tanks run around for aggro. Make it easy for them. That way, you are good, he's good, and the rest of the team don't have to change their positions or anything for you. Make sure to bring the aggro back to him. And that's the combined tip for 3. 1, don't stand close to the combat. You're a healer / caster. You can do damage and heal from afar. The second part to this tip is don't make the tank chase for the aggro. Bring it to him. And that's all for tip number 3. Tip number 4. And tip number 4 kind of works for everything in this game. And that's pretty simple. It's really more about the fact that jobs and classes are really stressed in this game. And it has more to do with just like people being scared to mess up. And what I'm here to say is, don't let the healing anxiety, tank anxiety, DPS anxiety, whatever. I know DPS doesn't really deal with it much, but there's still some people that are afraid to pick up ninja, monk, other jobs, because they're afraid that if they don't do 100% of their best when they are just like playing it for the first time ever, that somebody's going to get on to them. Don't be scared of that. Don't. Everybody in this game had to learn at some point how to do XYZ. You're going to have to learn at some point. Don't let them, the few people in this amazing community, bully you into not wanting to do that job. Play the job and just learn. You mess up, so what? Learn from the mistake. There is no way that everybody in this game has never failed a dungeon, a raid. No way. Take the mistakes and learn from them. That's that simple. Don't let the fear of being able to perform on a job stop you from playing it. That is my tip number 4. Just play the job. Simple. I know I did 5 tips for tanks, and this was one of them, and I figured healers have the same deal. They have the, I want to heal, but what if I end up letting my team wipe? What if we're in a raid and we're almost done and boom, the tank dies and I can't get them back because it's my first time healer and I don't really know what to do. I'm panicking. Don't worry. They're not, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to get upset. It's going to be like, shoot, we almost had it. Next time we got it. Just learn from what your mistakes. They will generally probably tell you what you could have done. So just play the job, learn it. Don't worry about the mistakes. Just have fun with it. That's tip number 4. Okay, we're almost to the final tip. But before the final tip, let me go ahead and say, if you've enjoyed any part of this video and found this video helpful in any way, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to like, comment. Be sure to look out for more content from me in the future because I'm always uploading on Wednesday and Sunday, so be on the lookout for that. But now on to tip number 5. Tip number 5 in itself is not really a tip. It's more of me just letting you know. You will have to decide what kind of healer you want to be. 1, do you want to be a burst healer? 2, do you want to be a barrier healer? Or 3, do you want to be best of both worlds? Because, I'll be honest with you, you have the white mage. Burst heals for days. Anybody gets low, you can get them right back real quick. Scholar. Barrier healer. You don't really specialize in, like, let's say a tank got bursted down by a tank buster and he's at 1 HP. You're not going to be near as good as a white mage of getting that health back to full. You're more of a barrier healer, so you can prevent the damage before it happens. As where a white mage heals from the damage after it's been dealt. And then you have the astrologian, which does both. It can on and off pick what it wants to be. It can be a burst healer or it can be a barrier healer. It's best of the both worlds. So really tip number 5 is just decide what healer you want to be. That way you don't be like not really understanding what the class is made for. You can't go in as a scholar and think, oh, I'm going to be the best at healing. You're mainly supposed to prevent the damage from hurting their health bar. The White Mage and Astrologian are good burst healers. Well, the Astrologian is best of both worlds, so throw it out there. It's technically probably the best healer, and honestly, one of my favorite healers to play. But with that being said, that is tip number 5. Just decide what kind of healer you want to be in this game. And don't worry about it, because they're all viable, without doubt. 9 times out of 10, you'll see an Astrologian and a Scholar. Astrologian will be the burst healer. Scholar got the barriers. Boom, done. But without that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Peace. Have a good day. And make sure to subscribe, like, comment. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.